You said it twice here, that the police is the single highest employer of labor.
That's true.
Now, with about 304,000, yeah, and it's believed that this is grossly not enough, insufficient to police the nation. But how is it that this kind of information or this kind of figure would come up as ghost workers in the police? How? Is it that the police has different units of people working in different places that they are not able to capture? I do know that you have some sportsmen in the police who don't necessarily take part in police activity, like football teams and all of that.
No, those sportsmen, they still do police work. When they are not involved in sports engagements, they come back and do police work because they are paroled as police officers. There are officers on special duty, what they call special assignments in the Northeast, in Emmanuel, in River, in the Niger Delta, in trouble spots. There are officers on foreign missions. There are officers attached to VIPs who are not able to attend the biometric exercise. That affected that. Besides, many officers have their salaries domiciled elsewhere from where they're serving. While I was in service, my salary was domiciled in Lagos. While I was in some other 8 states, moving around. So if there was such an exercise, it would require me leaving my current position to Lagos. In the process, officers die. They lose their limbs and all that. So that now that they are doing this proper exercise, somebody should have waited for this test to be complete. Because right now, somebody who didn't get his salary in February, he didn't get a match, his eyes are red. He must make every effort to get captured so that April he will not miss and then May subsequently.
When you talk about personnel here, let me just ask you about the welfare of the police and equipment for them. Do you think your policeman, not your policeman, you've retired, do you think the policeman is happy with the package he goes on with, enough for him to continue to stand out there?
I wish you asked this question while I was in service. I would have given you my pay slip. The police of Nigeria is the least paid in West Africa. I can say in Africa. And we look at it as in one other forum I said it's a scandal. It's a scandal. It's like a crime against humanity. You have so much insecurity in this country. Yet the primary agency for internal security, which is the police, you are underfunding. Budget will go to National Assembly. They will approve maybe 300 billion. They will approve 11 billion. You release 2 billion.
Is that the reason for the 2020 naira collected on the road?
I don't know about 20 naira. 20 naira is legal currency. You give somebody money, and if he takes, fine. If he doesn't take, that's the problem. Both the giver and the taker are there. 20 naira is not, it's even an insult to give somebody 20 naira. It doesn't exist. The lady that made my face outside, I wanted to have to charge her for touching my face. I said, give me 2 naira, 40 kobo. It doesn't exist.
Please don't charge her. That's the only one we have in this company.
Yeah. So the equipment issue is a scandal. We have largest fleet of vehicles, no fuel, no lubricants. That's why the vehicles break down because they are used 24 hours. The kits are not there because the budgetary provision and allocation and release is pittance. It's a far cry.
If I could follow up on that, I mean, would it then be a bad idea rather than all of this decentralization of the police force that lots of people seem to be talking about? If they decide and say, you know what, why don't states begin to fund the police? Would that help?
No, that's no problem with that. The police you are funding is your police, by the way.
No, so that, I mean, I'm talking about for efficiency, like this fueling, you're talking about maintenance of some of those vehicles.
Right now, the states, many states are doing that. They provide the vehicles, do some funding, but they too are limited in their... What we're asking for and what everybody is asking for, not only in Nigeria but elsewhere, is that it is not due to a government alone to single-handedly fund the police. Because every consumer of police services, TV, businessmen, market women, schools, they benefit from police service. They should, contribute in funding their police. That is why there were 2 bills. There are 2 bills actually. One in the Senate, one in the House of Reps, trying to get the public to fund their police. You need to own this police as your own. It's a shame you give a vehicle to police, you say donated by so person, donated by this government to the police. You can't donate to your son. You buy a wristwatch for your son, my son, I donated to you. You give it to him because he expects that from you. The police is your baby. Don't let this baby die. Don't keep creating outfits every now and then. We are shooting ourselves on the foot, and we are not being fair to the future generation.
Let's then talk about what you're currently doing now, public relations with the police, because the perception to the Nigerian public is very important. What does this, the police public relations which you run now, what do you aim to achieve?
Yeah, you know, every policeman is a public relations officer, because the police is spread in over 7,000 locations. Somebody called the police pure water. We're everywhere. And we are the face of government. The tone of policing determines the tone of government. The police is a promoter and protector of democracy. Where the police are not doing the proper work, that shows, it gives a question mark on the type of democracy you run in this government, in this system. And so what we are doing in the police public relations school is to train policemen. Let everybody get to know that your action or inaction on a daily basis impacts positively or negatively on your image as a Nigerian, on your image as a police officer, and ultimately on the reputation the organization gets, and then the cooperation you get from members of the public. The police side is a whipping boy. Everybody beats us, blue, left, right, and center.
Is it not because of the kind of character and conduct some of them put up? For instance, now, I mean, in the mornings when coming to work, you could always see several images of one or two jumping in front of a moving vehicle. And you ask yourself,
yeah, you know, that's what
should that be the case?
Officer safety. Somebody may, out of one reason or the other, begin to misbehave. That is individual misconduct, malfeasance. Such a person, when he's caught, he faces it. Some get knocked down by vehicles, and they die. They become statistic. Every year, they produce what they call a manpower wastage. Officers who die in the course of duty. Some didn't die because they faced armed robbers or criminals. They die out of misconduct. Some mischief on their own part. So they rose their baby and they smell it. That's by the way. Police conduct is also environment determined. The way you treat me is the way I treat you. Because every Nigerian policeman is first and foremost a Nigerian.
Yeah, but I thought they're supposed to be they're trained to put up their best behavior in the face of provocation.
See, you know, we have what they call frustration tolerance. While in police colleges, you are trained to admit insult, accommodate. That's why they shave your hair, make you wear short knicker rather, not short knicker. Wear shorts in jaws, under the code, to toughen you, make you resilient, to suffer hardness and even hardship. Endure it. Some things are done. A lot of abuses on policemen, just to toughen them. You keep accommodating this.
But it looks as if when they now come out to the street, they take out their frustrations on us.
No, that's not the correct thing. Anybody who does that faces an offense they call incivility to a member of the public. Wow. A good number of them are tried, dismissed, and when they begin to go to court, that's why when they come back now, you find the figure of policemen fluctuating here and there. We don't take nonsense in the police.
Okay, so we'll wait until that IPPIS scheme is completed either today, before we now come to the appropriate figure and see how they can sort that out. Thank you for coming on this morning. We've been speaking with Mr. Emmanuel Ojukwu, former Commissioner of Police in states such as Enugu, Kogi, but he's now the provost of the First Public Relations School. All right, so there you go. And well done. I see people congratulating you on the jobs you've been doing.